Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ayenshola Ogundele, Astronautics for Exploit. Lunar and Cislunar Economy, Imagine New Space Economy. The focus points of my presentation are as follows: commercial use of space, Earth-Cislunar-Lunar System, economic potentials of lunar space-based resources, and market drivers of lunar and cislunar economy. Curiosity, humanity's greatest gift, and the drive force pushing human forward into the unknown, is fueling our desire to explore deep space and helping us to raise down the roads of scientific discoveries. For centuries, curiosity has been inspiring humanity to push the boundary and to broaden our horizons. It enables us to see deeper into the cosmos and unknown. In the 2001 A Space Odyssey epic science fiction film of 1968 by author Clarke and Stanley Kubrick, curiosity aided humanity's discovery of a mysterious black monolith on the moon. The existence of intelligent life beyond the Earth was suggested by the monolith because of its emission of a radio wave aimed at Jupiter. Lunar and cislunar economy. Economic activities of mining, processing, usage, and exchange of lunar and cislunar natural resources abound on the lunar surface, in cislunar orbit, and Earth-Moon system is becoming a reality. This is because of the human's curiosity to tap the abundant natural resources for economic gain, renewed interest of returning to the moon, lunar tourism, and establishment of cislunar gateway and permanent lunar base. In deep space, there is the need for continuous availability of food, nutrients, and other important materials for the astronauts. And for this to happen, they must be made in space, instead of relying on supply from the Earth. This thereby necessitated the need to have lunar base and companies on the moon for the mining and processing of the in-situ resources. Once moon is industrially developed, exportation of lunar resources from the moon to the Earth will help the evolution of lunar and cislunar economy. Various lunar economic strategies that lunar companies are adopting are cost leadership strategy, differentiation strategy, focused cost leadership strategy, focused differentiation strategy, and integrated cost leadership and differentiation strategy. Blue Origin, SpaceX, Astrobotics, Master Space, Asian Space, Virgin Galactic, and a host of others are providing cost leadership through the design, development, and investments in their unique reusable launch vehicles, private space stations, and lunar landers for space tourism, moon missions, and other space endeavors. The reusability concept is gradually bringing down the launch cost. Presently, SpaceX is developing its reusable Starship variant that is planned to return humans to the moon, Mars, and beyond. The vehicle's uniqueness and reusability have the potentiality of helping SpaceX to have competitive advantage. Several private space companies are providing differentiation strategies by focusing on customer satisfaction and making the flying in space to the moon, Mars, and beyond entertaining and interesting. Commercial use of space. There are various commercial use of space that have been identified. Space commercialization. The provision of goods and services of commercial value using equipment sent into Earth orbit, cislunar space, Moon, Mars, and beyond, is referred to as the commercial use of space. New space economy is helping to develop portfolio of space-based services through the combination of space and digital technologies. This video shows lunar liberation with face. This will help in making decisions about the location of lunar infrastructure, which will in turn help the evolution of lunar economy. Advancement of space technologies. A multitude of space business opportunities, such as development of new products and services and creation of new business models, are made possible through the advancement of space technologies. An illustration of Gateway Space Station is shown in this picture. Exploitation of space resources. A lot of plans and approaches are set up for the exploitation of space-based resources present in asteroids, comets, near-Earth objects, moons, Mars, and a host of other. Minerals and volatiles could be mined, then used in space for in-situ utilization. For example, construction materials and rocket propellant, or taken back to Earth. This picture shows concept art of the SpaceX launch vehicle on the Moon. Earth-Cislunar-Lunar Economic System. Earth-Moon System. The Moon and the Earth are held together by gravity. The Earth is much more massive than the Moon, causing the Moon to orbit the Earth. Revolution around the Sun. The Earth-Moon system revolves around the Sun, taking 365.25 days or a year to complete one orbit. Distance between the Earth and the Moon is shown in this picture. Cislunar space. Cislunar space denotes the region of space between the Earth and the Moon, including the vicinity of the Earth and the Moon itself. Cislunar space offers innumerable orbits for consideration, each with merit for a variety of operations. Presently, there is growing interest in cislunar space. This picture shows Orion spacecraft, NASA's new spaceship for humans designed to visit destinations such as the Moon and Mars. Plans beyond the Moon. NASA is planning to return humans to the lunar surface by the year 2025 through the Artemis program. This will serve as a precursor for landing humans on Mars. Human Landing System Vehicle, a vessel to carry astronauts from lunar orbit to the Moon's surface and back again, is being developed by SpaceX. This picture shows Space Launch System for Artemis stacked up at Johnson Space Center. Economic potentials of lunar space-based resources. Lunar space-based resources have a lot of economic potentials, and some of them are highlighted as follows. Economic prospects of lunar resources. For long-term sustainability of space exploration and journeys into the deep space, there is the need for humans to be self-sufficient and reliant. For continuous availability, food, nutrients, and other important materials must be made in space instead of relying on supply from the Earth. For example, the carbon dioxide astronauts exhale to the sword on their brows could be recycled for use. This picture shows demonstration rocket for agile cislunar operations. There are a lot of economic advantages of mining lunar resources, processing them, and use them on the Moon, in cislunar space, Mars, and beyond in comparison to bringing the materials from the Earth. The launching cost of materials from the Moon into the other parts of the solar system is forecasted to be lower than launching them directly from the Earth. This picture shows Cislunar Highway Patrol System. Space-based construction facilities is another economic potential of lunar space-based resources. It has been forecasted that the Moon will play an important role in supplying space-based construction facilities with lunar raw materials. This will contribute to the lunar economy. Microgravity in space allows for the processing of materials in ways impossible or difficult on Earth, such as foaming metals, where a gas is injected into a molten metal and then the metal is annealed slowly. This picture shows concept of lunar exploration using SpaceX Starship. Exploitation of lunar resources. Exploitation of lunar resources from the Moon to the Earth, once Moon is industrially developed, will help to boost lunar economy. Launch cost. The cost involved in the exploitation of lunar resources is one of the main determining factors. As at present, the launching cost is extremely high, but efforts are being made to reduce the cost through the development of reusable launch vehicles. This picture shows the Clarke spacecraft, which will impact the Moon near one of its poles so as to search for evidence of water. Helium-3, a trade commodity. Helium-3 found on the Moon and carried by the solar wind has been forecasted to be a good trade commodity. It occurs only rarely on Earth. Research findings show that over billions of years ago, helium-3 was found to be accumulated on the Moon's surface. Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, designed to take pictures of the Moon while orbiting it and gather information about the Moon's surface, is shown in this picture. Thermonuclear fusion reactors. According to findings, in the future, helium-3 harvested from the Moon may have a role as a fuel in thermonuclear fusion reactors. This, in turn, will contribute immensely to the evolution of lunar economy. Artist depletion of space adventures, circular lunar flight, is shown in this picture. Market drivers of lunar and cislunar economy. There are a lot of market drivers of cislunar and lunar economy, and they are identified as follows. Lunar business strategies. Business level strategy is a mechanism or a clear set of plans, actions, and goals that outlines how a business will compete in a particular market or markets with a product or number of products or services. Functions of business level strategy. Business level strategy helps an organization to achieve a competitive advantage in the marketplace. It also provides a way to provide value to customers by exploiting the organization's core competencies. Image of the Moon is shown in this picture. Types of business level strategy. Different types of business strategies that could be adopted by a lunar business company are as follows: cost leadership strategy, differentiation strategy, focused cost leadership strategy, focused differentiation strategy, integrated cost leadership and differentiation strategy. This picture shows artist illustration of an Artemis astronaut stepping onto the surface of the Moon. Cost leadership strategy is a strategy that companies are used in order to compete for a broad customer base based on price. For example, a lunar business company will compete favorably by building state-of-the-art facilities on the Moon, and this will help to produce at scale and at a low cost. This picture shows artist's concept of a lunar base. Differentiation strategy is another business strategy. This strategy is for firms that want a broad customer base based on their uniqueness, design, and superior quality. For example, lunar firms with this strategy will focus on building unique lunar products to win in the marketplace. Docking of SpaceX Starship lunar lander is shown in this picture. Another strategy is focused cost leadership strategy. This company strategy focuses on competing on price, but also stand out because they focus on serving a niche market. Common mechanisms of this strategy are serving a small group of customers and understanding the needs of the smaller target market. Depiction of the Artemis astronauts on the moon mining moon rocks as shown in this picture. Example of focused cost leadership strategy. A lunar business company's focus might be to produce a specific lunar product for the need of a targeted small group of customers. For example, Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic space tourism businesses targeted unique needs of space enthusiasts who are interested in seeing what lies in space and are cutting costs using reusable vehicles. This picture shows concept of moon mining. Focus differentiation strategy. This company strategy focuses on a very narrow segment of the market. The company competes by offering unique features to a small market segment. For example, a lunar business company's focus might be to select a profitable narrow subset of the market. For example, Lunar Outpost, Master Space Systems, and iSpace have business strategies in place to retrieve lunar regolith from the lunar South Pole. An artistic rendering of Astrobotic's Peregrine lander, contracted to take payloads to the moon for NASA's program, is shown in this picture. Integrated cost leadership and differentiation strategy. This strategy, reversed to as a hybrid strategy, involves producing low-cost products with differentiated features. This strategy is about simultaneously focusing on two drivers of competitive advantage, which are cost and differentiation. This picture shows concept of a lunar lander. Example of integrated cost leadership and differentiation strategy. SpaceX, Blue Origin, Astrobotics, Galactics, Virgin Galactics, and a host of others are providing cost leadership through the design, development, and investment in their unique reusable launch vehicles and lunar landers for space tourism and other space endeavors. The reusability concept is gradually bringing down the cost of the services being rendered. For example, SpaceX is designing a reusable Starship, which one day will be used to transport humans to the moon, to the Mars, and beyond. This picture shows a concept of lunar base. Example of integrated cost leadership and differentiation strategy. SpaceX is providing differentiation strategy by focusing on customer satisfaction and making the flying in space to the moon, Mars, and beyond entertaining and interesting. Presently, SpaceX is developing a Starship variant that is planned to return humans to the moon in 2025. The vehicle's uniqueness and reusability has the potentiality of helping SpaceX to have competitive advantage. This picture shows an early lunar outpost design based on a model design. Lunar business drivers. There are a lot of market drivers of lunar and cislunar economy. The lunar business drivers are the key inputs and activities that drive the operational and financial results of a lunar business. Lunar business drivers impact all financial aspects of a lunar business, such as revenues, expenses, and capital costs. In order to make choices about lunar business strategy or build a lunar financial model, it is very important to have a solid understanding of the main drivers of a lunar business. This picture shows concept of nuclear fission powered moon base. The following are examples of lunar business drivers: people, investors, lunar miners, amount of lunar resources mined, processed, and sold, prices of lunar and cislunar products and services, effectiveness of lunar resources says people, production rate of lunar resources manufacturing, efficiency rates and downtime, energy and electricity cost, commissions, fees and other selling expenses, exchange rate and commodity prices. This picture shows artistic rendition of the starship firing its engines while passing by the moon. The recap of lunar and cislunar economy is as follows. In the late 1950s, the moon, as natural satellite, was the first place beyond the Earth that humans' attention was directed to for exploration. Several robotics explorers and spacecraft have been sent to the moon. Humans have also landed on the moon. Presently, humans are planning to have a sustainable presence on the moon, Mars and beyond. An industrialized moon and a well-developed lunar and cislunar economy will help in the actualization of permanent presence in deep space, especially the moon. You've been watching and listening to Lunar and Cislunar Economy, Imagine New Space Economy, presented by Dr. Ayoshola Ogundele, Astronautics for Exploit. Thank you.